Welcome to week 7 of the module. In this final week of the module, we will round up the discussion on sustainable supply chain systems. We're going to focus more on the operations and supply chain redesign part of sustainability. As always, please be reminded that you need to read your textbook and complete the journal articles as well as the quiz and the assignment in this final week. So to begin, let's talk about green operations. And what do we mean by green operations? Now, green operations management as a discipline or sub-discipline of operations emerged as a need to address the environmental and social issues taking place in operations management. And the first shift towards this movement took place when we had the triple bottom line for sustainability. When it comes to green operations, specific green action plans for the future can include things like holistic approaches, a pastelle perspective, new business models, or any radical concept. Businesses, therefore, are under increased pressure to balance resource availability, customer demand, different consumer and customer groups, as well as government regulations that need to be adhered to. All of these gave rise to the integrated green operations perspective. So, in order to adequately address stakeholder demand for increasingly environmentally friendly practices, managers have become very sensitive to the items that are purchased, its effect on manufacturing processes, how we're packaging and delivering our products, and also recycling and reuse of products. So, therefore, when we talk about supply chain redesign, in this context, we're talking about it specifically from the perspective of greening, and it's largely about forward planning. If we look at carbon savings, the literature and research shows us that over 80% of those savings are only achievable at the design stage. We cannot do it later on. We've got to build it into our supply chain. For example, deciding which transport modes to use, reconfiguring our distribution networks, deciding where to locate distribution nodes and warehouses. These are things that we've got to do from the outset. And as we noted earlier, local sourcing, as we've noted in week 6, local sourcing is often seen as a more environmentally friendly scenario. But remember that it may not always be possible. We're seeing an increased shift towards nearshoring or local sourcing. But of course, we cannot completely remove ourselves from the global market because that is still a major factor in terms of the supply of goods. I hope that you found this micro lecture interesting and that it gave you a better perspective of green operations as well as supply chain redesign. Remember that when it comes to supply chain redesign from a sustainability perspective, businesses pursue it for a number of reasons. It could be compliance, it could be just to take advantage of the benefits, and some of these benefits could include enhanced customer loyalty because customers are more environmentally conscious, reduced energy bills, and a better carbon footprint. To reiterate, please make sure that you complete the quiz and the assignment as well as the additional readings, and please watch the YouTube videos. They will really help build your understanding of this very interesting topic. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you in the final micro lecture.